welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on day number 16 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, series number 14. I am also working on Mad About Mini Paper Pads. There will be a playlist for 30 Days of Sketches listed below, and there will be a hop list for Mad About Mini Paper Pads for you below in my description box. So make sure that you check out all of the participants who are participating in both hops. You will be amazed at the creativity that you see. I absolutely promise. So here is the sketch for day 16. This sketch was created by my friend Ashley over at the Scrappy Nerd. She created a very fun sketch with 3 photos, a large circle element, and then she gave you room for title and embellishments. This is the circle template that I will be using because I'm going to be using my mini paper pads to create a large circle on my layout. I have pulled my Fernwood. These are Vicki Boutin's Storyteller, but they go well with the Fernwood. But I am trying to use up all of my Fernwood. So for Mad About Mini Paper Pads, we are also allowed to use scraps for our layouts. And so I do have quite a few scraps in here from this 6x8 paper pad. But I also have some scraps from 12x12 sheets of pattern paper as well that I would like to get used up. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting. And I will be right back. Here's my photos as well. This is my kids with my sister's kids, my youngest sister's kids. So I'll be right back. So I put the next 2 segments on time lapse because I knew that if I showed you the full process of this, it would be super long video, and I don't like to do that to you. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all of those lovely scraps that I had and 6x8 paper pad pages that are also scraps, as well as full sheets from that paper pad, and I'm cutting them down to 1.5 inch strips, and I'm kind of setting them aside so that I have little piles of each different color and or pattern, so that when I create the circle for this sketch and layout, I already have some sort of organization going on here. Now you will note that I am using some of the larger sized scraps, and that is because we're allowed to do that. And what I'm doing next is I'm building this circle with this circle template that I cut with my silhouette. And I used a very cheap piece of white cardstock for this. I just cut a 10-inch circle, or it's about 10 inches, and now I'm just covering it with the strips. The remainder of the strips that you see here, I will definitely set aside for another layout. You might even see it for Mad About Mini Paper Pads in April. We'll see. Maybe I'll use it beforehand. So once I got all of the strips put onto that circle, I went ahead and started building my layout, and I had to pare it down to just 2 of the photos because these were just the wrong orientation for her sketch, and frankly it covered up an awful lot of my strip circle, and that was a lot of work, so I wanted some of it to peek through. Maybe if I had made a larger circle it wouldn't have been as big of a deal, but you know, it is what it is, and so I am going to go ahead and start building this layout. Now, the little tag piece is actually a scrap from a 12x12 piece of pattern paper from this collection. It's one of the cut-aparts, and I had set it aside to use as a journaling spot, you know, for another layout. Well, that layout is today. So I'm building my title on the tag as well as on my circle. I'm using that map print for part of my title just simply because it goes really well with this collection, and I'd really like to get it used up as well. So I have had this map font with this collection for, I don't know, about 6 months, and I don't know that I've actually used it for any of my Fernwood layouts, so it feels nice to actually at least use a word. So my title is Life in Photos. I took the in photos from the puffy phrase sheet. That puffy phrase sheet also has a few little icons, and I will be using some of those as well on this layout. You will not see me put them on camera because I just didn't. Anyway, so Ashley has some strips of paper on the left-hand side of her layout, and I'm interpreting them with these long pieces of floral ephemera from the Fernwood collection. I figured it was a wonderful way to use up some of those larger pieces of ephemera, which makes me super happy, but also still kind of gives a nod to her strips on her sketch. It's not that I didn't like them, it's just I had strips on my circle and I thought another set of strips might look weird. But I did like the idea of replacing them with a line of this beautiful ephemera from this collection. So I put a chipboard piece on the edge of the tag where I'm going to be journaling, as well as a puffy butterfly from that phrase sheet. Now I'm just kind of looking for a second embellishment cluster here, and I'm using the little Converse shoes as well as the magnifying glass. The magnifying glass will end up holding my date, and I'm going to add one of the little moths here as well. Now off camera, I do grab a little ticket ephemera that I think fell off my workspace. I was looking for it there, I couldn't find it, but I do end up adding it. Got this done. I did a little bit of a different take on Ashley's sketch. I had to pare down to 2 photos because they were all landscape, and so there was going to be too much covering up of all my strips on my circle. Also, these strips here, instead I layered up floral and leafy bits from the ephemera pack. I added some of the little puffy stickers off camera, just A, to say that I used some more of them, and B, to add a little bit more of the color to my strips, to this segment over here. I went ahead and journaled on a tag that was a leftover from a previous layout, added a chipboard phrase to the top of that photo, put things up on fun foam or foam dots, and that finished off my layout. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. I want to ask you to pretty please check my description box below. There is a playlist for 30 days of sketches. Ashley is a really good friend of mine and fellow creator that I participate in Scraplift Crafternoon each Sunday. So she created an amazing sketch for us. So I think it'd be great if you would check out her channel and leave her some love. Also, I want to thank you for checking that box too for the Mad About Mini Paper Pads hop that is also going on today. I combined this sketch with that hop so that I would have a focus for this layout. So make sure you check out the ladies in that hop as well. There are some amazing creators in that hop as well. And some of them might carry over to 30 days of sketches. So there might be a few other videos that are combined with 30 days of sketches. You have a great rest of your day. Bye.